I've been working on the car pretty good here. Got a little farther than I thought I would. Let me bring you in and show you what I got going on here. Well guys, I figured I'd bring you in and show you I got this piece all welded in. It blended in, it looks pretty good. I'm very happy with the way it turned out. So I started working on the other parts of the floor pan, and now I'm back in this area here. And whenever I was starting to work in this area here, this was worse than I thought it was. So I went ahead and got this all cut out and everything. And then I'm probably going to redo this sill plate here. That's probably going to be coming up soon. But one thing I found whenever you're doing this is you don't rip everything out, because you kind of lose how everything goes. So I'm trying to do a step at a time, but I'm probably going to have to take this out so I can fix this underneath lip here. It seems pretty bad, before I can put my floor pan and everything in. So that's probably what's going to happen next. And I'll probably cut it somewhere in here, and along the seam, and then in here somewhere. I might even get a little bit of this in here. I'm not sure. That way I can expose that underneath lip, and then I'll go ahead and get that fixed up. Unfortunately, you know, I had welded this in before. Well, I needed to move some stuff so I could get underneath here, and I mean, what do? I got ahead of myself. So I got the sill plate cut off on this side here, and this piece here I'm going to end up welding in there. It was pretty bad. In fact, it's laying up here. This is what it looked like. You can see it was pretty badly corroded. And then as I went back farther, this all was in here. It's a lot worse than I expected. This is a brace that kind of goes down in here. It had some small spots on it. I was able to get it spotted up and cleaned up. It looks pretty decent now. And I didn't weld any of these holes shut. I did that purposely because whenever I put it back on a car here, you can use it for alignment. So that was the plan on that. But to give you an idea, this is what the pieces come out that was down in here. And you can see that they're completely, I mean, just crusty mess. So you can see I got the bolt pocket laying in here, got the hole drilled. So all we're going to do is we're going to push this down, and we're going to get it all tacked in. And then after it's tacked in, I'm going to pull this all out, get everything ground down and smoothed out, and I'll show you what it looks like after I get it done here. Well, here's the piece. I went ahead and welded this guy on here real quick. It was on there before. And then there's the bolt pocket. You can see it turned out pretty well. So what we're going to do now is get this laid down in there, and we'll get it tacked in. All right, since I got this tacked in here, I'm gonna go ahead and get everything welded in, and I'll bring you back whenever I get it all welded in. Well, you can see I got everything welded up, smoothed out, cleaned up. Everything is starting to look pretty good here. What we're gonna do now is get this bracket installed that I had got out, and I had to clean up a little bit, but you can see just a rough fit. It goes right in, and some of this isn't gonna fit exactly like it did before, but it looks like it's going to be extremely close. You know, whenever I took this bracket out here, you know, I had to do some prying and whatnot to get it out, because sometimes it's hard to get all these drilled out. So, but you can see it looks like it's pretty close. So I'm going to go ahead and get everything clamped in, get everything kind of positioned here, and I'm going to go ahead and get this welded in, and then I'll bring you back and show you what it looks like. Then after that, we're going to work on the floor pan up here and get that all done. All right, so you can see I got this bracket put back in. It took me a little bit to get everything hammered kind of back out the way it was. You know, whenever I took this bracket out, you know, I drilled all these spot welds, and, you know, sometimes you can't get all of them completely free. But you can see that I got it pounded back and everything kind of put back to where it was. It looks really, really close to what it was. All the holes lined up really well, so very pleased with that. So, but I don't remember this angle being off a little bit like that. It's not going to hurt anything. This hole's the main point. That's your body mount. So it matched up really well, and that's all that really matters. But it turned out well. So this back corner's done. All right, you can see I was working on the floor pan here, and you can see it fits pretty well. Pretty much just needs welded in the whole way around and then ground and smoothed off. This was pretty much in there, so that profile was pretty easy to put in. You guys see me do the bolt pockets before, so I went ahead and got that done, and that turned out pretty well. This profile in here was a little bit of a pain. What I ended up doing was taking a piece of tin, and folding it to the profile that the car was. Then I made it probably about 2 inches wide, another piece, and then I cut it and notched it in here, and then I welded it in and blended everything in to make it match. And you can see it turned out pretty good. It does seem to fit well, so I'm pretty pleased with that. This over here, because of this radius here, it was a little bit of a pain. I got it to blend pretty well. If I hold it up there, you can see it does match pretty well. But what I ended up doing is I found a piece of pipe here that had about the right radius. And then I took a piece of metal and kind of basically rolled it around there and got it to fit pretty good. And then my piece turned out just like this. This is actually the same piece. I ended up making two of them because I couldn't get it to fold right. And then it's welded in there just like that. So you can see it turned out really well. So on the bottom side here, you can see I didn't completely clean that all up. It's kind of roughed, which is fine because it's going to have paint and stuff over top of it, maybe even undercoating, so you're not even going to remotely see this. Around this bolt pocket here was a little bit of a pain. I didn't even clean it up because it's going to be hid underneath this U-bracket here, so I'm not worried about that. But you can see how this is all welded in, and then you can see that profile that I had to put in. Now, one thing I do, and I do this a lot, is I mark where the beams or the cross members and all the braces and stuff are on the car. And the reason why I do that is because now you know where this stuff is. To me, it's easier to punch these holes in it now to spot weld it back than it is to do it while it's on the car. You can do it either way. It doesn't matter. But that's one of the ways I like to do it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get everything welded in here, and I'll bring you back after I get it all welded in, and then we'll start working on the sill plates here. But you can see it's starting to turn out pretty good, and I'm very happy with it. How's it going, guys? Guess what? Finally got the floor pans all in. So I'm completely done with the floor pans as of now. I do have to grind underneath, but still this is a major defeat. I am so happy to get these floor pans in. It's been a long time waiting. So there are a few things I still need to get done, minor things, but just having the floor pans in makes me happy. So let me turn you around here and show you what I got going on here. Well, there you go. Just like I said, the floor pans are in. You can see the bolt pocket here looks pretty decent. Everything else kind of blended in real nice. This over here, this actually blended real nice. It looks pretty good. This here I might have to do a little bit more hammer work on, but still it looks pretty good. You can see the whole floor pan there. It's all blended real nice. So there's one thing that I completely forgot about, and that's this pan here. This gets put in here. There's not a whole lot that really needs done to it. You can see you got a little bit of rust cancer and stuff here. This needs a little bit of work. A little bit over here, very little. There you can kind of see it. So I'm going to go ahead and get this flange and stuff probably redone and everything, and then this will get mounted on. Then after that, it's the two sill plates. The sill plates here, this one is completely missing. There was nothing left to even get a template off of. Luckily, I'm going to copy that one over there. And that one, whenever I redid it before, there was enough in it to where I can get a template off of it. So I ended up making that one, and it looks pretty good. So I'm going to use those numbers over there. I'm going to measure it all out and everything from that one, and then use it for this one over here. Now this rear one, there is one here, and I can use it for a template, and you can see it's in bad shape. That's speaking lightly on that, I guess, but you can see it's in really bad shape. So, well, why don't I turn you around here and I will show you how I make these sill plates. So I got a piece of tin out, and I got everything marked out, and I drilled a small hole in here for alignment. So this is going to be the beginning of our sill plate over there. So what I ended up doing is I ended up making a die. And you can see that profile of that is in there. And then this is the top part of it. That's one advantage to having some machining equipment. So this is actually pretty simple. This is all we do. We drop it in and press it down. And that's it. So then you pull it out and you can see it. It's a really nice dimple. So let me go ahead and get the rest of them done, and then I'll bring you back and we'll get everything cleaned up, and then we'll go ahead and start putting this guy on. And there you go. There's all the 3 dimples. I just figured I'd bring it in real quick to show you, but this is the original sill plate, and here's the one we just stamped out. I just went over to the drill press and drilled these holes out a little bit bigger. But if you lay it over top, you can see it fits almost identically. I mean, it does. It fits real nice. So I'm going to go ahead and get this trimmed up, get this put on, and then I'll bring you back and show you what it looks like. Well guys, today is a major defeat day. All the sill plates are in, the floor pans are in, you just saw that a little while ago. I got the air deflector, or whatever you call that, on the floor in. So pretty much everything on the floor is done, finally. It's a major defeat. So let me turn you around here. Actually, let me stand up and get out of the way, and then you can see. You can already see this one over here. So let me show you what they turned out like. So there you go. You can see the sill plate on this back here. I mean, it turned out beautiful. You can even see along the side, everything turned out really nice. Very happy with the way it turned out. You can see this sill plate up here. You can see it turned out just as good. It's perfect. So very pleased with how that turned out. You can see the air deflector. You can see how I got it all welded in, smoothed out. Even up here, it's all smoothed out, looks good. So just to give you an overall look, there is the whole floorboards. They are all finally in. So there's only one thing I got to do to say that the cab is done, and that is all underneath there needs all ground off and cleaned up on the bottom. Then the next thing we're going to work on is that guy up there. That is what they call the toe board, and let me tell you, it's in bad shape. So I just wanted to thank everybody for watching. Catch me on the next episode. Please hit the like and share button if you can. Also subscribe if you haven't done that. So next thing I'm going to work on, like I said, is I'm going to work on the bottom side of the car, getting that all ground up, cleaned up, getting some of the undercoating and everything off of it. And then I'm going to start working on the toe board over there. I might show some of the cleaning up underneath. It's kind of a confined area. I wish I had a lift or something to get the car up, or the body up a little bit higher, but I don't. I'll put it on some jack stands and whatnot and get it up a little bit higher. But so I'll show as much of that I can, but all that is grinding off some of the welds that penetrated through, and then cleaning up the body. So until next time, take care.